Ragchew crew in the house.
Howdy,
Welcome,
y'all.
everybody.
Hey,
Welcome to the
look.
Sunday Night Ragchew. We have
Frank.
we have Frank hiding in the desert in a hoodie because he's so cold in the desert.
No, I'm tired. Hoodie keeps me nice and wake and comfortable. Don't ask.
Yeah,
I got it, man.
I got on a little late because I was finishing Jason's stream, and Frank was already in here. I was excited to see him, man. It's been a while. It's so good to have you.
And James, we know Michael's going. I'm going to, but because OBS screwed up all things last time here. Oh,
Yeah, it's kind of like almost noise canceling your voice out now for some reason.
Yeah. Let me look at that.
Yeah. You're on a different planet.
Okay, so Frank's got a little lag because he's transmitting from Mars.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, Jason, welcome.
Background.
Radio 2.0, welcome.
Hey, Jason, good to see you here.
45 Auto, K2AUB, Chris, Japan Ham, all the way from Japan, Jeff, Nightcry D, Dale, welcome, guys. James, Chris, I already said Chris, you got twice. And who am I missing? I think I got everyone so far. KA2, I think I did. Did I not?
Yeah, Greg saying I'm next.
And Robert, good to see you. Welcome. Digital Rancher, for those interested. Well, everyone on here knows Robert, I think, too. The satellite master. Always fun watching his videos and watching him in person. I've seen him a couple of times make QSO, so that's cool. Good to see all you regulars. Mark, welcome.
Let's do an experiment.
Just reach out, grab the satellite.
Yeah, I just like his setup. The whole chest. What do you call it? Chest rig. The way that's all set up is just it's just cool. It's awesome. David, welcome. Yeah, we got a few extra people, I think, because I stepped away and I came back to Jason's stream, Ham Radio 2.0, and he, or it could have been Robert, someone was saying something about my stream starting, and then they were talking about the FTX, so I answered some questions about the FTX. So to finish those questions, to finish the answer, they were asking about how much it's going to be, and I finally, my last thing was it doesn't matter. I already prepaid. It's whatever it's going to be is going to be going to the card. Doesn't matter. So anyway, yeah. Michael had an echo there for a second. If you're in Discord and in here, make sure you got Discord muted. And Greg, I know you're in Discord, so just Discord is muted right now. I'll pop it open in a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Frank.
So I just want to solo address something for a second here.
Audio's better right now.
Okay. Good. Guys, I know there's an echo. I don't know why there's an echo. OBS, which is streaming stuff, it wiped all my settings from the last time I streamed. So I have no settings. I literally set the camera up, set the microphone up, input everything, and called it good, got in here, and Paul joined, and my echo started. So I don't know what to tell you. I do apologize for it.
The voice is perfectly clear. No cutting out, but it is low. It is definitely lower now, lower level. But there's no cutting out, no clear, or no.
How about that?
It's all clear. That's perfect right there.
Yeah,
Now.
I'm getting a huge echo.
I don't know why everyone's getting echo. I'm not getting it.
We probably should down rebate.
Maybe my Bluetooth headphones are too far from you guys.
I
30-foot range.
Hold on. Let me see something. Hey, Michael, say something real quick.
Check 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Paul, I've muted you, so the echo's coming from your side.
Oh, your speakers are echoing us, Paul.
Me?
Yes.
So
I don't
so
have any
muted
speakers.
you.
Oh, wait, I know what it is. Hold on. I know what it is. I was testing. It is. No, that's not it because that's still muted.
Yeah,
Frank
Paul,
is muted.
muted. Paul.
Okay. Test. Okay, I can hear what's coming back. Just one.
Yeah, Michael, you still have an echo. Now,
Okay.
It's bad.
It sounds like from your room. Paul, though.
We'll figure this out eventually. Nothing like live stream with an echo, right?
Yeah, Paul is definitely not making any sounds.
Yeah, Paul, you totally muted your microphone itself now.
Yeah, I was just showing you. I muted everything, and you guys said you were still getting feedback, so it's not me.
But Frank muted you.
So if I mute you in StreamYard, Michael, talk for 30 seconds. Let's see if the chat put a one in.
Yeah, it went completely away when we muted Paul. No issues.
So put a 1 in the chat if the echo's still there on either Michael or me, please. I want to figure this out because I have Paul muted right now. Give it 30 seconds for chat to come up. Okay, Greg says Michael's okay now.
What about Frank?
Frank's
Is Frank
okay
all right?
now. No echo. So yeah. Paul, me muting you in StreamYard. There's something between your computer and StreamYard. I think. Maybe
Your mixer's messed up.
Let's do that.
Hey, let's try something.
I got it.
You figured it out?
Okay.
I was going to suggest that you talk through this thing.
Aaron, I don't think I'm the echo. I mean, yes, I do know I have an echo. I don't know why. But,
Okay, your echo went away. Paul's unmuted. Paul, what's going on your end?
All right, talk.
Okay, test 1, 2, 3. I don't hear myself.
And
Should be good.
1, 2, 3. No echo for me.
Woo!
It was all
I forgot I
Paul's
switched to
fault.
the Bluetooth. I
Okay.
switched to the
It was
Bluetooth
all
headset.
Paul's fault up there. Blame him.
It's mine, but I was trying to blame Frank.
You know
He was
what?
gonna be my target tonight.
This is how hams work together. They figured it out together. So this is awesome.
Okay.
So
Are you
we're
good?
all good.
Chat says we got it. Awesome.
Very good.
All right, let me
Well,
try
I'm
one more
trying a
thing.
new camera. Do y'all like the new camera? Do I look fatter, thinner? Just to let you know. Let's see. That's my old camera right there. And
Did you just say, do I look fatter or thinner?
Well, if it looked thinner, that would be a better thing, right?
I don't mean
So
this
I'm facing my
I don't mean this
desktop camera here.
disrespectfully to the ladies out there, but this is not the YL stream tonight. So we're not worried about all that.
Well, they say your size is in a correlation to your ham license level. So
Oh, okay.
I'm
All right.
extra class now, so I got an extra class body. So there you go.
Well, we've got let me flip to studio mode. I guess I shouldn't have stayed on Jason's stream so long, guys. I guess I wasn't quite ready. Let's switch to that, and let me get rid of this. And we'll get started on what we're going to talk about tonight. And let's get this and that. Here we go. So tonight, it's the first week of the month, and it is the prep stream for Sunday Night Ragchew. We're going to talk about making a preparedness plan. The poll that I took a week or two ago, more people are wanting 2 weeks of preparedness streams and 2 weeks of ham radio. So as I figure that out, I will try to plan out some more preparedness stuff and weave that in, because that's what the people wanted. So I've talked about ready.gov. I've talked about FEMA. I've talked about other things and other resources. So what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to go over how I help in my church. I am the emergency coordinator for West Dallas, which is Carrollton all the way up into Prosper and Denton and Louisville and Little Elm and all that. So this is one of the planning guides I use. Now, what I did was I changed this all so that it's not just for a church. It can be used for individuals, churches, groups. Hopefully I got everything changed right. So if you're in a club or you want to set up an emergency plan, you got a neighborhood of people that are like-minded, you want to set up an emergency plan. This Word doc is certainly more things could be added. It could be more robust, but this is based off of the things I've been using to get local areas in my church groups, the men's group, organize in their local area, their emergency plans. And then I support them in that. And we do monthly HF nets with NVIS antennas into Oklahoma and North Texas. And I've been doing this for almost 4 years now. So it's been challenging and fun, but it took me 2 years just to get an NVIS antenna that fits in my 55-foot corner-to-corner backyard in an HOA. So it did take some work. I made a video on that as well, on what works for me for NVIS. And it isn't 15 feet high, flat top dipole. So check that video out when you can. So what you want to do, there's a lot of ways to go about it. And I will go back to, I'll go back to ready.gov just to make it simple. If anybody wants that Word doc, I'll put a link to it on my Google Drive or something. I'll know the description afterwards. But if you go here at the ready.gov/plan, you can literally go step by step through this. Okay, and it starts right here. Step 1. You're going to put a plan together by discussing the questions below with your family, friends, or household to start. Now, remember, this could be maybe you want to create an emergency plan with your local with whatever group you're in. It doesn't matter. It can be church. It can be club. It can be whatever, Kiwanis, anything. Use these things for whatever it is you're going to do. But what I'm suggesting tonight, what tonight's main focus is, for you to get a family, if you're by yourself, an individual emergency plan started. And if I miss any, if a question pops up, let me know, because I want to hit the questions as we go. I don't want to wait till the end. I might forget everything. So with this one, you're going to
for the questions.
All right, thanks. You guys can compete for the clicking on the questions. So most of you know about alerts. I think most of us are Tank Radio. I'm going to do that every single time I see him pop in chat.
No, Paul, you got to do it right. Tank Radio.
I think if I do it,
Hi, Frank.
Hey, Frank,
I think if I do
good to
it,
have you
my
aboard,
noise canceling screws it up and totally gets rid of my voice. When I go Tank Radio, it usually just shuts it off. But anyway,
I have 2 cropped tonight to do the full. So
yeah. Hey, good to see you in there, Andy. I just saw Andy pop up. All right, so most of us, I think, know about.
Paul's right. Now we can blame Frank. He's here finally.
Yeah, Frank's here. He broke it. Most of us know about emergency alerts. If you don't know, contact your local emergency management, either city or county. One or both will have emergency alerts. Get signed up on that. That's the basics, right? Then you're going to have these plans here. There's a shelter plan. There's an evacuation plan, a communications plan, and then your preparedness kit. I've talked about 72-hour kits. I'll talk more about that in another stream. But the first thing you want to do is click on shelter, and it's going to talk about sheltering in place. So this is what you want to focus on right here. Sheltering in place. This is an incident where obviously the hurricanes come in and they've told people, need to evacuate to give them. That's not this. We're not going to shelter in place when it comes to, if they're giving someone an evacuation notice, you're getting out. That's a totally different plan. The plan you're going to start with is sheltering in place. Most weather events are events that happen while you're in an office, school, or at home, and it's not going to require evacuation. However, there are, as we've seen with hurricanes, there are times there are evacuations needed, and hurricanes are not the only reason. Some of those, guys, refresh my memory. I forgot what the state. Was it Ohio with the chemical plants?
Georgia.
Georgia?
had yeah.
It
Georgia
was
has
And they-
Ohio. It was
chemical.
Ohio with the train derailment that was hazardous.
No, that's the one I'm thinking of. The train derailment.
East
Yeah.
Palestine, Ohio.
But
Yes,
Georgia
thanks.
did have
Thanks,
a
Frank.
chemical factory blast.
Yeah, they had two as well, and they had to test the air. But the train one is the one I was thinking of. So there may be other incidents. So when you start your preparedness plan, just go in this order. This is an easy way to start it. Your next is going to be evacuation. I'm in a spot where if I go east on the main road, if I go west on the main road, it's a bridge. That route may not be available. So figure out all your routes. And we're focusing on your home, right? Now, if you're in a business, office, school, you want to have those routes. Those will be part of your plan too. But right now, focus on your plan with yourself or your family from home. Evacuation routes. You're going to focus down here on, now it says what to bring, but you should know to just grab those go bags or go boxes or whatever it is that you've packed up. That ideally they say 72 hours, but I'm going to honestly say you want a couple of weeks of stuff in there. So these are the things you might want to think about, and you can put that in the plan. What do you do prior to a potential evacuation, right? When you know a week out, the hurricanes are coming, there may be an evacuation. Okay, it's going to hit on Tuesday, so Saturday or Sunday, I'm filling up the gas tanks. This day I'm doing this day I'm doing that. Those can be part of your plans. So you can go through and learn a lot about that. Guys, I'm just going over the ready.gov thing to show you the information, and I'm going to go back to the previous document that I made and show you how to fill it out. Tom's plan, hopefully everybody on this stream is familiar with that. This is the one that they have you can fill out and then print. And you want your household information. You want each family member's name. You want their cell number, maybe a social media link or something, an email. And this is real critical too if they've got any medical conditions. You're going to want to include that as well. So have all this as part of the plan. And that's going to be part of your preparedness or your communications plan. And then finally, you're going to have your supplies, right? So plan for shelter in place, plan for some things that you can literally grab, jump in the truck and leave, and have those options available. And we're going to go over preparedness kits in another day. Yes, there's some great forms. I don't have those attached to the Word document. I'm actually working on making the ICS forms into generic forms, so they're more usable by individuals instead of like organizations and incident commands. I'm working on that, so it's going to take some time. And once I get it all finished, I'll have a whole package of you can fill it out and print it out and have your own plan set in place. But don't wait for me. Don't wait for anybody else. Just you need to start your plan now.
And if
Go
you
ahead.
don't know where to find those forms and you want to look at them, the ICS forms, go to WinLink. They have them all there in the catalog ready to
Yeah.
go.
And if anyone wants to practice WinLink, sending those forms, let me know. Just email me on QRZ, and I will. I'd be happy to do some WinLink back and forth various forms. Okay, so that's the basics. How to write your plan, the information on how to write it. But what we want to do as we write it is this step 2. So I don't like it being called step 2. This needs to be implemented while you're doing step 1, and that is look at your family. So in my case, if we're sheltering in place and I'm taking care of this location, I'm also taking care of the elderly widowed lady on my east and west side. I got 2 elderly widowed ladies that I will take care of. I've done it when we had the week-long snow and ice, and so you may be in the same situation. You might have an outbuilding where, like an in-law's place, or someone might be nearby that you also care for or want to cooperate with. So you want to look at different age members in your household. In the plan, you can give them assignments. And when you give assignments, things get done quicker usually. You're not having to do everything. And then also, if you're doing assignments, you're going to want to practice those assignments. You want the kids, you guys are grabbing the tub of food. They need to know that. You need to practice it. Locations frequented, dietary needs, medical needs, disabilities. If you have anyone with disabilities, functional needs, including devices and equipment, which are like CPAPs, O2 things, stuff like that. Do you have other languages spoken, cultural, religious considerations, My neighbor is Muslim, so there's some considerations there. Pets or service animals, you want to have prepared for that. And I've also shown how to store food for pets in a video a couple of weeks ago. And then, of course, as said earlier, the age of your children, and it'll differ on what you put in your bags, right? Depending on what age children you got. So, okay. So on the third one, you click this, and it's going to take you to a fillable form that's similar to the one I created, where you can type it all in like this. Here's meeting places, medical information. So that's one way to do it, and it will send a PDF to your email. So that's a simple way. If you want to do something tonight and start a plan, go to, let me post this. I'll post that. Go to that form, fill it out, and have it send you the PDF and start your plan with that. So that's a good place to start. Now let me go back to the form that I put together. That's a Word document. Where did my Word document go? Okay. So again, I've tried to make this to where it's usable for more than just families or individuals or churches. So you start off with the information, what school, church, office this is for, if it's for your business. A gathering location. When I go to work and I stay in hotels, our crew designates an exterior location in case we have, most likely in Japan, it's going to be an earthquake. We have designated locations, alternate locations. You can put in when you updated it, and the main contact. That's if it's a group, right?
Hey, Paul, David has a question here. So should I create one for my neighbors?
David, I would get with your neighbor if there's someone that you feel is receptive, and get them on board with it. Talk to them about it. See, kind of gauge their interest in it. In mine, it's two elderly people. I didn't ask them anything. I just check in on them, and I have heaters and generators and things that need to keep them warm if needed or whatever. They know I'm available. They know I'm here to help them. And I didn't have to sit down. I just told them, if you need anything, let me know. They know I've worked with the fire department and stuff. So I had one neighbor, her barbecue grill in the back caught on fire. She ran over here to get me, and I couldn't figure it out. And I ran into her backyard, and her barbecue grill is on fire in her back patio. And I said, "Did you call 911? She said, "No." I'm like, "Well, I brought an extinguisher, so I'm putting it out." I said, "Well, call 911." So I think they relied on me a little too much on that one, but
yeah. Well, and I have an elderly neighbor. She's in her 90s, and we replaced her weather radio, so she gets weather radio alerts. We also she showed me exactly where her shelter in place is. In case her house gets hit, we know where to look for her. So.
And Chris has a good point. Laminate it and use a grease pencil.
Yes. I mentioned it before. Again, I'm still working on it. It is a notebook, and everything I have when it's finished is going to be laminated. I've got the Write in Rain pens and pencils, and I'm just going to keep adding to it. And when I get that enough to where I can show you what I've done, then I'll do one of the streams on that as well. But
David made a comment here earlier about I had to convince them to leave their homes. We barely got out. David's in the South Carolina area, so that's just conversations you're going to have ahead of time with them.
Yeah. All right.
Always plan ahead.
So, and I would say that, I mean, it's kind of I don't know, maybe it's just me. It's kind of our responsibility. Most of us are CERT trained, or you might be in a profession with, medical or law enforcement or something. We've got a different mindset. We've got better planning. I also consider the community level of that. And there comes some responsibility with that. And I take that on, and I hope that you guys take that on with your neighbors, get to know them. And maybe, if they're a family that can take care of themselves, if they're prepared, then maybe help them get prepared, help them get their radio license, figure out a comms plan, and show them the importance of all this stuff.
And you know me, I'm real big about the comms plan, and uh, I got a little bit of backlash comments recently on GMRS. Um, I'm real big about GMRS. I'm real big about ham radio. I'm an extra class licensed amateur radio operator. Uh, GMRS is for you and your family. You should have
Yep.
GMRS for you and your family because a lot of our families don't have 100% ham radio operators in there. But that is for you and your family and maybe a neighbor or two, okay? But ham radio is the only way you're going to be able to connect to your community of people that would be able to help you. So don't think you're going to use GMRS. And I know this huge difference of opinions here. Don't think you're going to use GMRS as a 911 outlet when 911's down. You're going to have a lot better usage of that in ham radio. Great example this morning. We had storms come through the area. Denton County did not have severe storms, but there was storms going severe going into Collin County, and just west of us was a severe thunderstorm watch. North of us was tornado warning. So start raining. We're in a drought. Start raining. And guess what? The repeaters all came alive, and they were very, very active today. So that's proof right there.
So Scott has a good point here. The waterproof inkjet paper is awesome stuff. I'm still in disbelief about waterproof paper, but that's just me.
Yeah, I don't have. I'm sure they have it.
I've never
for
seen
laser
that.
printer, but I just bought the 3-ring binder stuff that fits in my A5 notebook. It's supposedly, waterproof. So anyway, definitely, guys, be proactive in helping your neighbors get prepared. The more prepared a neighborhood or community is, the easier and better it mitigates disaster or the effects thereof. So we'll go through this real quick. So what you can start off, and this is a great thing to do if you've got kids, is sit down and figure out the first column here is your emergency or disaster. So what is the emergency? In this first one, you might type tornado. Not tornado. You might type tornado, and then you're going to go under each one of these and say, well, which one of these? Let's check the box. Which one of these does it affect? Does it affect communications? Does it affect church, your facilities, property? Does it affect shelter and clothing, your physical? So you go through and just check all this to get an idea of what are we preparing against and what in general do we need to prepare to try to maintain and mitigate the effects of that disaster. And that's just a checklist.
This is going to sound very Californian of me, but anything other than wildfire, you check yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. Yeah, for most major disaster, like a tornado, it might go by and not do anything to my neighbor, but it might wipe my house out. You just never know. So it's kind of a checklist just to kind of get an idea. And it's really good especially if you got kids, to kind of help them kind of think that way. And then what you're going to do is you're going to look at your short, mid, and long-term needs. So you're going to look at the things you checked, let's say food, drinking water, or communications. Do you have food and drinking water for 0 to 72 hours, 1 to 2 weeks, 2 plus months? If you do, how is it set up? Is it set up for only shelter in place, or is it set up for shelter in place and also set up for 72-hour grab and go, 2-week grab and go? Do you have enough to where you could grab enough to take off for a month? So figure out what your needs would be. And this isn't just like, I only need 2 bags of oatmeal here, but here I need 30 bags. It's not just that. It's also your communications plan. Your short-term needs. If it's only, 24 hours, you may not need any communications if you're not affected or hurt. But later on, you may need communications when the cell towers are down for 2 weeks, like what's still happening post-hurricane, right? Mm-hmm. And we've seen in other guys' videos that have put out, I think it was Jason actually, wasn't it, that did the ham radio guys helping out a lot of those people that are affected by the hurricane.
That was an incredible live stream there.
Yep.
If you haven't watched it yet, please do.
Yeah, go to Jason. Was it a week ago? Maybe 2 weeks ago? I can't remember now.
2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, check that out. Really good. And there's a lot of great people on the ground there who live there who are putting YouTube videos out. And I've gone through a lot and learned a lot, reflecting back to our last month's thing of lessons learned from the
That was
hurricane.
actually
You guys can
3
learn a lot.
weeks ago.
Yeah, I was going to say 3 maybe because it was right after my lessons learned. So yeah, probably.
And there's a link to Jason's page if no one has it.
Thanks, Frank. So okay, so you're going to plan for your disruptions, and that is how are you set, or are you already set for 0 to 72, 1 to 2 weeks, 2+ months? So let's look at the 2+ months, right? What if we get a lockdown? I mean, we experienced that. What if it's a lockdown? And what if it's a stronger lockdown the last time where you don't go to the grocery store for a week or two, or there's something going on, you know? So look at these things and try to plan accordingly. Most of my plan is shelter in place. When I get some property outside of the main city areas, then I might have some alternating plans of sheltering there. But right now, most of my stuff is shelter in place.
And I will say this doesn't have to be preempted by some sort of emergency. This is a good plan to have just for everyday life.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. So look at I just saw a notification from one of the guys at K6UDA's on his Discord, Bob K6UDA. He has a big YouTube channel on preparedness and stuff like that. And he sent me a link to the National Guard being called up for this week's votes or election to be ready for riots and such. So if you're, living in an area where there's people, are you thinking about that this week? Do you've got, a box or so of bottled water? Do you've got a full tank of gas? You got to think about these things. And I didn't really think about this week until I saw that link. And not Texas, and I think it's Washington, Oregon, a couple other states are doing it, but there may be others.
California probably.
California probably is as well.
California is going to be.
All right. So this step here, step 2 in this sheet is pretty important information. I mean, it all is, but this is really important because what this covers is people with special needs. And if you lose power and you've got an oxygen machine that's producing oxygen and you lose power, you're in trouble. So one of the things that we do, kind of what I do for my area for the church, is we find people who have portable generators and are willing to bring them to places that's needed, to homes that may need it, that may have lost power, and so that they can use. So you get a list of. I'm talking in a group setting. In my case, it's a church setting, so there's hundreds and hundreds of people. If it's a club or whatever, you find out who has special needs and then who has the resources to meet those special needs. One of the more difficult ones, and we've talked about this before, is special medication. Some medication you can only get so much of. But, hey, Dan, welcome. But you just got to try to figure out the best way to do this to meet the needs for your family, group, club, church, or whatever. For the family, it's definitely easier. I mean, I've got a son who has an allergy to almonds now. That's it. So that's pretty easy for me.
I'll make it easy for me. Don't cut any grass around me and I'm good to go. And Greg has a good point here. Don't let your vehicle get under a half tank. My family taught me quarter tank, but I'm like, yeah, that's a little too risky, especially if you have to drive for a long time. So half a tank minimum. Fill it back up.
And yesterday I filled up because I hit the half tank point, and I get nervous when it goes below that because, Paul and I are part of the Amateur Radio Emergency Service for our county, and you never know when you're going to get called up. And sometimes driving to the staging area is going to be a 45-minute drive. You want to have your tank as full as you can, but don't let it go below half.
45-minute drive for me. That's about 20 miles.
And it's one end of the county to the other for us sometimes, and depending on
depends on what car you have, right? Your truck may have. I mean, most cars, it seems like the fuel tank is proportionate, and they all seem to get about the same distance. But I never go below a quarter tank. I try to get my family to do half tank. When it's at half tank, that means time to fill up.
Yeah.
And Matt has a good point here. Special needs could be anyone on the spectrum. Those people
Yeah.
have devices and other items to help them. Absolutely.
Yeah. So do you have, the little clickers and the things that some people use? I was a substitute a few times for special needs in high school, and I learned a lot of stuff there. I'm not trained in that, but I did learn a lot of stuff from some of the teachers and the students there. But and there is quite a spectrum. So know where your family, friend, neighbor is, and maybe throw some things in there if they do have devices or tools that allow them to function better or be calm or whatever it may be less anxious. Maybe throw those in, and that's also a thing for children too. I mean, it's not necessarily special needs, but children that may not be on the spectrum. Do you have something for them to do? Do you have some coloring books in there with some crayons, or do you have something for them to keep busy with? That's
Well,
an important thing as
not
well.
only your children, you need something for you as well. I have my Aries Go bag here at my feet right now. I got like extra socks, food. I got a jet boil stove and stuff to mix with the bottled water that I keep in the vehicle. But put a deck of Uno cards in there, or a Nintendo Switch. Grab your Nintendo Switch, when you deploy or something like that, because there's going to be times that you're going to be down for an extended period of time, and so you need things to occupy you for your own mental health.
And then Matt comes back with he had a student that had an iPad to use to communicate. So keeping charging accessories, the little portable charging bricks and whatnot on you, also very helpful.
I was just going to use my cell phone for my entertainment. Is that not a good thing to have? I got all my online games.
Well, I do that too. But I do have a Switch with a few games, very few games that I have right now.
Paul, let's think about that for a second. Online games in an area with no cell service. How's that one going to work for you?
You could play solitaire without cell phone service, but I mean, you'll get tired of it after a while.
Well, I mean,
absolutely.
You could have something in there, a Switch or whatever that maybe it's only a few day event, and you never know. But I was making a joke more than anything. But this is a really critical area, guys. So I'm sure those with anybody with special needs is already well aware of it. But just don't forget that in your plan, and make sure everyone's familiar with that.
Okay. Now, I'm sorry I clicked it off, or I think Frank and I are clicking it.
Yeah, we're both clicking.
So he makes a point about your cell phone being charged. Cell may not go out right away, but I mean, there may be other uses for your cell phone, like controlling equipment and such, Bluetooth type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if you do have cellular that goes out, and I'm learning this from the South Carolina incident, is if you start hearing people saying that service is coming back, reboot your phone, because it's like a whole new cellular network, and it's not just going to turn on for you. Sometimes you got to shut your phone off and reboot it for it to work. So,
and Greg follows up with that, especially for us. There are apps on your phone that work with ham radios that you might need, so keeping your phone charged is important there.
So, yeah. I'm in the charger right now.
I was looking at it now, the roaming one, David, and you get the 50 gigabit one for $50 a month. That's not too bad, actually, for Starlink. I was looking at that this week.
Oh, see, I wasn't going to talk about that company.
Well, we won't get too much into things. We want to talk more about the planning. So I know we're going to have many other streams. We're going to be talking about actual equipment and bags and go boxes and tubs and all that stuff. So let's try to keep it to this. But yeah, this is something that I did. This is one of the first things I did when I was put in this position. Is I sent out a survey to, I don't know how many people, it was a couple thousand, to find out what they have. I also put in there, are they willing and interested in joining CERT, willing and interested to get their ham radio license? And I got 45 people for ham radio and 65 for CERT. And there was a mix in there, 30 or 40 of they wanted both. So it was actually a good way for me to find out to get more people licensed. So if you're talking about a community initiative, trying to get your community some kind of plan or a club or something, or your church or whatever, that's a good thing to do is set up a survey, find out what resources might you need, chainsaws, I hear myself somewhere, chainsaws, generators, things like that, and put a survey out and see who would be willing to pony those up when needed for people that need them, especially chainsaws. That's a big one when you get down trees and stuff. So that's just another part of the form that you can fill out. And, you know, for an individual or family, it may not be that big of a deal here, but for a group type situation, it's an important thing too. Information services, these are the things you definitely want. You want information of your local public safety agencies, fire, police, medical, Red Cross, or Red Crescent, depending on the area that you're in, or your religious or cultural background. Local shelters, I know that they have a shelter down at the downtown Little Elm here. There's a shelter made at the rec center now, and that's mostly for the people that are nearby, I believe, in a mobile home park. And also, if you're not affiliated with, if you're not in a church, club, or anything, look into some of those local ones. They may be receptive to some kind of local plan, and maybe you can find some new ham radio enthusiasts or people interested in emergency communications. So, you know, get out there and see who's in your area and get to know them and get the information out there.
And even if they're not interested in ham radio, they can potentially just go to GMRS or FRS, and every.
Yep.
I'm a firm believer that every ham should have a GMRS capable radio and have your GMRS license.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, and I caught a lot of flack with that because I did a huge push with the Aries program on that, and I heard somebody say, "Well, LEOs are now saying I didn't need to get my ham license. All I got was my GMRS." I said, "No, you need both. You really need both. You need to have as many arrows in that quiver as you got to communicate every which way you can. I mean, it's just like food storage. You know, you need to diversify things, and have several options there. Always keep multiple options going."
Absolutely.
Yeah. I actually, when I talk to people, I actually tell them to start with GMRS now. In this area, we have repeaters. We put a repeater up. I tell people, start with GMRS. If you're interested in wider range or more capabilities, let's talk ham later.
Right.
I just want to get them into some kind of comms setup.
But I've used.
Go ahead, Michael.
I've used that GMRS repeater one time. I was actually running a Skywarn net here, and my son was sheltering in place, trying not to get beat up by the hail core coming through. And he was able to stay with me on GMRS. Cell phones went dead because the network overloaded all of a sudden because everybody's checking what's going on with the storm. So it was useless. So, I mean, GMRS works for what it works for that need.
And I will add on to that, and I'm sure Paul somewhat echoes this, because he just said, have all the quivers in your arsenal. A lot of the people on GMRS in my hometown area are thinking GMRS is going to be the end-all communication for what they need, and they're relying on it way too much. Don't ever do that, because you're just going to wind up very disappointed.
Yeah, that's true, David. You don't need a license in an emergency.
Correct. Now, I just want to add to that comment, and David, that is a valid comment. I agree with that. There was a lot of non-licensed hams checking into the net with needs, or not people not licensed. They weren't hams. They were not licensed at all, but they were checking with needs, and that is emergency communication. So that was permitted and actually encouraged. If you're wanting to chat, no. But if you had an actual need in South Carolina on the Mount Mitchell repeater system?
Yeah.
That was a beautiful example of having non-hams use that. However, there's a real push for CERT members to get their ham licenses, emergency management personnel to get their licenses. Our fire marshals have to have a ham license in Denton County. But the issue lies is how effective are you? I'm sorry, I'm getting a huge echo. It's kind of bothering me a little bit.
Yeah, it started a couple of minutes ago for some reason.
Yeah, so if you're not using it and practicing it, whether it's GMRS or it's ham radio, you don't know all the ins and outs. People are like, well, I could just steal a HF station and call across America if I needed to. Yeah, but you won't know how to operate it. You won't. You'll burn it up. So the more practice you can get on there, have QSOs, have conversations, actually use the GMRS radio, learn what a good technique is and what a bad technique is. Just because you're on a public safety radio doesn't mean you're good on a GMRS radio or a ham radio. So that's the fear I have with everybody wanting to get their ham licenses, but they're not willing to practice and utilize it and get used to how that world functions. So.
And I want to hit this topic real quick, and then Paul, you can go back to the Word document here. David, not all the preppers want radio comms. They'd much rather just do their own thing when SHTF, and that's half the fight. Is if anything, they have their little FRS bubble packs, and they go, oh well, these will work just fine.
Well, I got my rapid radios. They talk across the nation.
No, don't get me started on those, Michael. No.
Yeah, you should have seen not Rubicon's review of those. It was great. Spot on.
Randy has awesome reviews of stuff. All right, Paul.
Yeah, we'll move away from the radios again. This is preparedness week, but it's all right. Ragchew is about talking, no big deal. But for those who don't know Randy, Not a Rubicon is a very colorful YouTuber who makes his YouTubes very informative, and he's the GOAT with GMRS in my opinion, and very colorful and informative videos. So check him out if you want to know like best GMRS or does this GMRS radio work good or bad. Check out Not a Rubicon. He's pretty good.
I'll drop his link in the chat.
Yeah, he's pretty crass. I'm giving you fair warning. Yeah. He doesn't like sad hams. So, he
doesn't
likes to poke the bear too on that.
If you get easily offended, if you're a ham radio operator and get easily offended, then you might not want to listen to him, because a lot of ham radio operators take offense, even though I don't think he means it as an offense.
I'm sorry. We're going down this rabbit hole for 30 seconds.
Oh
no. Present, share screen. This one. Let's see. Here we go.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
Let's see here. This is just one. Ooh, way too big, Frank. One of the comments that he responds to. Let's skip that one. Let's see here. Boofwang Gang. Yeah, well, I'll be part of that, even though I don't like the radios. He's changed the mind of one sad ham on Halloween too. Imagine that. So yeah, very, very interesting way to approach things. Absolutely.
And it's probably not for kids too often. He does use language, so you got to be careful of that if you who you tell. But for most of us, he's good information. He's where I get most of my GMRS information. All right, guys. So let's continue. We're almost finished up here. You're going to outline assignments and procedures again. This can be used with family or individual. You assign yourself. You're doing everything. If you're working with a neighbor, involve your neighbor. Give your neighbors assignment. You have kids, give your kids assignments. If you're doing it in a group, church, community thing, give out assignments. And then I think the most important part of this is to practice those assignments. Practice once in a while. Say, hey, let's practice, and then maybe go through those 72-hour kits or 1-week kits, make sure everything's good and not expired. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put down not just what they're doing. You're going to put down what needs to be fixed or changed or done. Okay. This is just one of those action reports. Let's give assignments to get things fixed. So if it's, okay, we need somebody to do this. You're going to put the action, who gets it, and when they need to get it done by. So again, this is more of like a group thing. In the assignments from up here. Oh, did I go up? I didn't go past one. Oh no, that's after disaster. I think I've got these pages backwards actually. Because this is supposed to be like an after action or an after practice report kind of a thing. So what this page is, I'll just explain real quick, like I partially did, is you find things that need changed, you write down what it is. If it's a group thing, you put it in the assignment and you figure out when can you get this done by, and then you check it off to be completed. And this sheet can be part of your preparedness plan. It's in the back of one of mine so that we know what's been done, who's done it, and we know what's completed on the plan. It continues down here. This is just a form that you can use. First couple of hours is what I've got highlighted here. In you can determine and report the condition of those affected. Help locate, reunite family members who have become separated. You can obtain medical care for those who have been injured. This is what that gentleman did on Ham Radio 2.0 that he interviewed. This is the kind of stuff he was doing with his ham radio. Coordinate response efforts and assess needs. Arrange for supply provisions if you're able, until the big guys come in. This is something that you can use as a form to say, hey, we got the guy at 2102 on Lane Street. They need 02. They're going to be running out in a couple hours. We need a generator over there, whatever it is. And then you get people assigned to do that stuff. That's just a form you can use. Go ahead. Is it Frank?
Sorry, I had other things going on here. So you said obtain medical. At first you said obtain metal. You were right the first time.
Yeah.
Always obtain the metal.
Well, yeah, there's metal too. We saved that conversation for a Rumble.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Can't use the G word here, so don't be careful.
Yeah. So for the final step in this area, I'll just go over this real quick. It is keeping an open line of communications with all those involved. So again, this is back to what most of us know well, the most of us in the chat and everything, is keeping our communications. So part of that is, and part of what I'm setting up in my position here with my church group, is a communications plan. And that plan is similar to other plans in the city and county in that it uses texting first, then we use email, then we use local repeaters, then we use Simplex, VHF, UHF, then we use NVIS, and then we use WinLink. So these are things that I get these guys to practice. We got over 500 people in the group in Oklahoma and North Texas that we practice. And you got to keep those communication lines open. You can't, like he was just saying, you can't keep it in the bubble wrap, never use it, and just say, oh yeah, I'll be able to communicate someday. You've got to
all over the place if you do it that way.
And I bet most hams don't know simplex frequencies. Most hams probably don't know all the repeaters they could use in an emergency. They might only know one or two. So get those written down, put them in the plan, laminate it if it's something that doesn't really change, and make it part of your plan. Make it permanent.
So our last areas now, we practice simplex. We divided the county up into 3 parts, and had all our check-ins come on simplex. And stuff that worked a couple years ago doesn't work anymore. There's so much infrastructure and stuff being built around us. I used to be able to be installed with somebody on the other end of the county on simplex. I no longer am. So that's something you need to practice often and keep working on that. So,
and Mike is right. Don't rely on repeater book because that information is user submitted. So, Michael or Paul, they could go in and submit new data for their local area, and the old data won't get taken out. So,
Frank, you weren't supposed to say that. You weren't supposed to say that, Frank. That's part of my plan. I'm going to go in and change all the frequency numbers just as the disaster happens, so no one will be able to communicate but me.
Oh, okay.
So just bit of frustration. I've been trying over and over to try to submit our new GMRS repeater on Repeater Book, and they never would put it up. And all of a sudden, somebody else did it, and it's on their call sign, so that works.
Of course.
So
Well, David,
I'm like, at least I know who did it because their call sign's assigned to that now. So, but it is our repeater.
I've used Repeater Book, and a lot of the information is not even correct. I gave up trying to use it. But David, you're right. If you ask me, the repeaters that I know all of the tone and everything, I run the node. So if you include the Wires X one, which is a digital node, it's 3 repeaters that I know the tones, everything. So those are things you got to know.
Yeah, we have multiple redundancy plans in our county, and also, if you do, we have what's called the ICE plan, the DICE plan, in case emergency plan, and so channel 1 is our main 9.2 repeater that's got a 300 watt amp on it, and it's got voter receivers all through the county and outside the county, so you can get in with an HT a lot of times. Channel 2 is the talk around channel for channel 1. So if it goes down, you can tell people where to go. And but we already have a secondary and a tertiary repeater to go to in case the stuff starts falling down, and it's different parts of the county where they're located. So.
And 4-5, when was that webpage last updated? I bet GeoCities called and wants it back by now, right?
GeoCities. Now, here's another thing that you could put in that plan is I have the 400, the FTM 400 Yaesu. It does dual band. I mean, you can do a crossband repeat. So you could pop up a 25-foot mast to just do a local, simplex frequency repeater to get something local done. So that could be part of the plan as well. What frequency we're going to use, have a backup, maybe 2 backup frequencies, that kind of stuff.
And we have access to 2 repeaters that are UHF bubbled repeaters, and have the capability of linking into a VHF repeater if we need to.
I think I showed I don't have it here, and I'm not going to pull it up, but yeah, just when you make your comms plan, make it in the order. And there's so much other Gaston and Tech Prepper. There's so many other things. What was I always forget that website. Is it Chris? That keeps telling me about that one website where they sell the planners, comms guides. Keep forgetting, but he'll pop it up here in a second. He'll remember. But just start with the beginning. Start with texting and calling, then emailing, and then go down the list and think of what things go out. Because even if power goes out, you will be able to use your cell phone, most likely, because the local tower probably has some kind of backup or some kind of power that may last a little longer. So put those in order of how how they'll die out as the emergency gets worse.
Yeah, don't expect to really get internet going if you have a big power outage. Just from my experience, everybody goes to the towers for internet whenever your home internet's out.
Trying to find that website. Dang it, I always forget it.
Pace plan?
No.
And 4-5, I'm glad they did a great job on the update. There are tons of clubs that, yeah.
No, I can't remember. It's a company that sells it's all put together in a notebook and everything, with the waterproof pencil and paper and everything. Right. It's all done.
I just didn't know they had waterproof printer paper. That's pretty cool. I guess
I got the pens.
I've seen the books and stuff.
They have pencils too.
Yeah, I've seen the cert books and all that, but I didn't realize that they had printer paper that was waterproof. So that's pretty cool.
And one thing, because this goes along with the prepping side of things, and I'm going to drop this as myself so that I'm responsible here. You want NIFOG? Oh,
I was just pulling it down.
Yeah, you want NIFOG, and I just dropped a link to it in the chat. Program all of that into your radio, if you can. That's one reason why I use commercial radios myself, because you can program all of that in there no problem into a commercial radio. And off-grid WX. That Chris says off-grid WX, Paul?
What's that? No, it's not that.
Not that.
It's
Try again,
like
Chris.
it's a three-letter acronym something, and they sell. It's probably in my favorites somewhere. It's not that big a deal. If I figure it out, I'll put it in the link. But it's not. I don't know. It's not expensive, but it's not really cheap. So I don't want to put anything out there that necessarily costs money. You know, when you can just spend some time, do some study, and put it together yourself.
Here, let's solo Michael for a second. Michael, hold that back up again.
So that's the printed version, and I'm not sure they're printing these anymore.
They are not.
I do believe 24 was...
If you got one of those, you keep it.
I do believe you can get it on demand.
I have not found the link if there is.
But this is 2016, and when I was given this, they told me they're not printing them anymore, so hang on to it.
They said they're going to print more. Okay.
Yeah.
I know you can get them online. People that print them up and
there's
laminate.
An app for it. There's an app.
I know, but I'm saying there are people that put them together and sell them.
So the link that Paul just dropped, it was actually me on the back end. That's how you get the printed version. And there is a mobile app as well.
I'm just trying to find this thing real quick. It's really bugging me. Because now I've got NIFOG in my head.
The other app to get, Frank? BRG.
Oh, yes. Got to get BRG.
So ERG 2024. Where's my camera? It's not going to show up. But that's the emergency response guide. So there's something happening, you better learn how to look stuff up.
So we actually have to carry, this is, I don't have it on me right now. It's over in the bag across the room. Yes, I'm not lazy right now, but that's what this is. We have to have this on us at work.
Oh, yeah.
So that, hey, you know, you go and look at the railroad crossing, or even trucks, you know, whatever, you can scroll way down here. I don't know where, I don't remember which page it is, but it will tell you what each thing is on the trucks or on the train.
Yeah, I'm just not seeing it. It's too bad. Anyway.
And I'll drop that too.
Okay, so if you don't have any kind of plan, and when I say plan, I mean written down, guys. You want it written down. You want it to be visible, to be shareable with your family, your friends, your neighbors, or whoever it is. If you want to get a place to start, just go to the ready.gov/plan-form. Fill that out and print it and get yourself started. And then maybe start working on an MCOM plan. As a ham radio operator, start working on, you know, simplex frequencies, repeater frequencies, all that kind of stuff for your family. But maybe start with this form and get your plan going. If you've already got this, then there's another, where did it go?
You're not presenting, by the way.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I mean,
now you are.
So go to, one of you guys posted it though, so go to that ready.gov form, do that. But what I'm trying to find is not sure why it's not there. Oh, maybe it's up on this screen. Nope. Geez. Hold on, guys.
Let's just remove your screen for now.
Yeah. This is all my This is something I need to organize. If someone wants to come organize my favorites.
So while you're doing that, I'm going to dig for a second. I got back, so I had 48 hours back home, and I booted up the PC, and everything got deleted. All my Hammers logs, all my bookmarks in Chrome, all my bookmarks in Firefox, all my OBS settings. So I literally have nothing. I have some backups on a flash drive, but that's like from May of this year, and I've added a lot since then. So yeah. And a Boy Scout manual is handy, Chris, especially the older ones. Absolutely.
I've got my original one from 40 years ago and the new one, both in my Go box.
There you go.
Welcome, Colin. Good to see you.
And Colin, lateness, tardiness will be noted. Joking.
It's okay. You got in here to keep us above 20 viewers. Okay, yeah, this is the final thing I can show you guys. For those of you who've already got kind of a plan in place.
Yeah, let me add it back. Oh,
oops,
there
go
we
ahead.
Too many clickers.
Yeah.
I'm guilty.
Let me see. I'll share this. Copy. Let's paste.
So
I'll share this link. And it's a PDF. But if you want to get in-depth emergency operation planning, this is the guide to use. It's from FEMA. It's completely free. It's a long PDF, guys. It is extremely long. But you will, if you go through this, you will find things that you can add to your preparedness plan, regardless. Individual, group, church, club, community, doesn't matter. So maybe set that as a link, make a folder in your favorites, preparedness, and add some of these things so that you can look at these later on and start working on some of this stuff. And I don't see, there's CERT, nuclear, biological, beekeeping plans. Nope. All right. That's it. That's all that I have to talk about tonight.
So I got a question.
Yeah.
Frank, when's your next video coming out, sir?
I know. In about 37 more hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see what he bought,
Oh, no, that's coming out probably, I think maybe Thursday. We'll see what happens. Let's finish this, and then on the wrap up, I'll explain some stuff. Oh, okay.
We're done. I'm not going to get into items and products. We can talk about it in chat and stuff, but I don't want to prolong this. That's going to be a whole nother topic. We'll get into individual.
So I should take your screen off the live.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's actually shopping right now.
Right.
He's done with the live stream. We're shopping now.
Yeah, I'm getting ISAT iodine tablets.
Well, it's not a true live stream if someone doesn't buy something on it. We should know that from Jim over at FEP Labs Radio and Car. It's not a live stream if someone doesn't buy something. Okay, so videos. I am... Scott's funny how the char. Yeah, I know. Let's hear. Actually, I was thinking more of the mighty Cornholio here with this look tonight, but that's just me. To those that know. Videos for me.
You're dating yourself there with the Cornholio because.
Yeah, well.
That's back in the day.
Yeah, well, okay. So tomorrow at midnight 54 UTC, I have Apache Box Accessories video coming out. It's a short little video. It's part of the Tuesday night lineup that leads into Ham Radio Clubhouse. Thursday, I will have part 2 of my HRO video coming out. That will give the final cost, which for those that are in Ham Radio Crash Course and were in the after chat a few weeks ago when we had that nice long discussion, this is the wrap up to that one. So James, pay attention to it Thursday. And then every Tuesday for at least another 3 or 4 weeks, I'll have a video coming out during the Tuesday night playlist.
Let me also, I almost forgot. I got
So,
Greg
James,
in.
James, don't spoil it then.
I got Greg in Discord, and I don't know if Greg, if he wants to make any comments or anything. I've had Discord muted just during the talk, and then I'll open it up now instead of doing like an after chat like Josh. We'll just open it up here at the end if anybody's on Discord. So Greg, I see, is on there from Japan. If he doesn't want to say anything, then he can stay silent. Otherwise, no big deal. Just thought I'd give him a chance.
He says nothing from him. Nice chat today.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
by the way, Greg and Paul did make a contact between Little Elm and Yokohama, so that was pretty cool.
Well,
kind of a contact.
Well, did we?
You heard his voice, right? You heard his voice.
Was it better or less than our contact?
Oh no, I could barely hear him. Frank and I made a contact, and I did not make one with Greg. Greg, I do have my Hustler back up. It's all back in place. So this week, let's definitely give it a try. If 7:30 in the morning works, I can try it every morning this week if you want.
Okay, I'm going to mention Jason Ham Radio 2.0's video because it was an excellent video about HF nets and people running POTA and the proper way of handling things whenever you have a net coming up. And but I think y'all had a net that they told you need to get off the frequency because they have a net in 25 minutes. Was it?
I know exactly which video you're talking about, and I'm dropping it right now. Okay.
That is a great video. I think the bottom line rule is don't be a jerk. If you have a net coming up, you can kindly ask them if they can move. If not, y'all can move. I mean, we need to learn how to treat each other. This is some of the basic golden rules there, okay?
Yeah. And I want to address this real quick, Matt. We need to change that real quick here. He says this is the first stream he hasn't wanted to buy something after, and his wallet thanks us for that.
Oh, we're gonna fix you up, man.
Matt, welcome to the new Ham Radio live stream that will make you buy something.
Now, Matt, we'd like to move into our second part of tonight's stream, and it's the Amazon purchases.
Yes.
However, I will say this, guys, and I don't have this link up or anything. I struggled with like regular webcams to get a good picture. I currently have a Sony DV10, something like that camera up here, which is really a waste in my opinion.
CVE10?
Yeah. It's kind of a waste to me to sit here all day long. But it's a great camera. It has great. But I have found the Elgato webcam. It is only a webcam. It is not a microphone. It is incredible. So Google it. There's some guys on YouTube that show how to use it. The image is amazing. So if you did want to buy and wanted a nice webcam, this is the only webcam to get. I've got probably 5 others, and I gave up on them. They were just horrible. My face looked red, rashy, and color wasn't right. I couldn't tweak anything.
So Paul, how does my face look with your webcam? I have one of Paul's webcams. Okay.
I can't
I turn all the lights off. Usually I have this light on when I'm using the desktop one. And that probably, it's too much. But
yeah. Well, I got to look back. Sorry, I changed screens. Who said it? That I've got my Amazon. What did he say? Someone said it. 45 auto.
45 auto right here.
Where'd it go?
He's got some nice stuff in his Amazon store. There you go.
There you go. I got an XJ section.
And, you know, if we're going to talk about Amazon lists, I'm going to drop this. This is my little... It's technically a wish list because I'm not an Amazon affiliate link person yet, but this is a Go Kit list. You want to build a nice little Go Kit, there's a good list for it.
Oh, okay.
And actually, let's just do and see. I don't mind sharing this stuff. I have a little bit of everything in here. Arborist throw line, nice. Gator rack info, 12 volt monitors, the bags nice. For them, dummy loads. That's an end connector. a nice long USB multi-port with 3 ports of charging. These GPS pucks, they are great for mobile use, for WSJTX and other time-based things. Long extension cords, and then your gator rack. I also have, let's see if I can, here
Traveling
we go,
ham.
radio.
I love it. There you go.
The mobile computer stuff as well as Arden Mesh stuff in another list.
So we changed from PREPAM Paul to the QVC network.
Yeah. That actually would be fun to do. Thanks, Chris. It's been a work in progress. I made a video on that too. My ham shack from beginning to now. It's crazy what it's become. I even reduced it 1 monitor.
And Mike's absolutely right with that comment there. The buy me a coffee is always good.
Yeah. I need to set that up. I just haven't brought myself to do any Patreon or buy me a coffee or anything. So,
I mean, I've got it all just so that I could hold the names,
Right.
mostly, because I didn't want anybody, taking. I do that with my gaming name, my gaming tag on all the platforms, so I can stream on those.
but if you're wanting Costco items to buy, you can watch. Paul and I did a little video yesterday, so published it today.
Yeah, that was today.
Costco.
Matt doesn't want to hear all this, apparently. That's funny.
And Japan ham is still in there. Paul got me a couple of what was that? The energy jellies, energy jelly and a vitamin jelly, and those were so good. And I'm already addicted, and I don't have any more left. Japan ham, if you could watch my video and tell me, do they sell that in bulk? Because that's stuff you normally get at the convenience store. I would like to know if they sell that in bulk.
Hey, check out Traveling Ham's got some stuff as well. So if you're not subscribed to him, sub to it's just at Traveling Ham. I don't know if you can grab that real quick or not.
Already working on it.
Thanks.
Frank's good about that. We miss you, Frank. We
I
really miss you, man.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at this. Cross your fingers. Starting late December, early 2025, I should be back on a normal for me schedule. So things might return to normal there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We want more
It's good to have you back, Frank.
solenoids. So,
Michael, plug your ears. I've had to deal with Michael ever since you've left. It's been Michael helping me.
Oh,
my God, it's awful.
It's been a nightmare. Don't tell Michael.
Hey, Paul. I've watched all the live streams afterwards when I can. I know.
Frank, I appreciate you. You've pushed me over the monetization mark.
No problem. Now we need to get me to 1K and the monetization mark.
Let's do it.
So I just dropped Michael's channel. I'm going to drop my channel now.
Here's a quick shout out to everybody, and for those in the chat, for those who may watch this later, I'm about to go kill the bird because I know it's coming through the microphone.
Yeah, it is.
It's in the other room. Hold on.
While we're waiting, right. So, David, VARA AC, yeah, I would think so. I would think VARA AC it's not the end all for the future, but it is definitely a tool in the arsenal that you need to have. Absolutely.
Paul needs an energy jelly.
My eyes are probably red. They tend to get red at night, but I totally forgot what I was saying while I was eating my bird with a little bit of.
You were saying something about me.
No. Oh, I wanted to thank everyone because 2 days ago, I did actually cross the threshold to get my 4,000 viewed hours, which seemed like it was taking forever. Live streams don't count unless they're viewed as a video after they're posted.
Yeah.
And most of what I do is live streams. So it was taking a while, but I know some friends, they said, make a playlist. We'll start letting it run. And so I've had a lot of guys doing it. So thanks to everyone who's watched my videos and done that, because that's been I've been focusing just on that. I got to get past this point. Then I can, breathe freely. So I'm at the point. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for the support. And hopefully going forward, I'll come up with some some good ideas and maybe some memberships that I can actually provide some kind of service.
So I want to thank whoever just subbed to my channel. Actually, the two of you that just subbed to my channel. I've been watching that over on this other monitor here, so I absolutely thank you for that. And trust me, you'll enjoy what's coming out in the future here. D, absolutely right. JS8 is still a good one. That one's good too. And Paul, you're talking about monetization stuff. I'm no shame, no game here. This is where I'm at.
You know what you need to do? You need to go to a ham fest in Tokyo when they announce 3 new radios.
Yeah, there's some logistical problems with that one for me.
Okay. I got 1,700 viewed hours from that video.
Ooh. All right, so let's drop all these links.
Let's see. Where do you find that, Frank? On a laptop. I have the studio on my phone. That's what I normally do. Okay,
you go to Studio. Folks, you get to hear how the sausage is made. Studio and then Earn. That's the tab that I was just showing.
If you don't have voice activated, you must have a key to push to talk.
And 4.5 auto. Yeah, with the awesome soldering station from Coffee and Ham Radios, absolutely. Lots more videos coming that way. James, no, more like Frank in a train video would be fine, but no planes with me, unless they're from a distance, like further than that car distance.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Mike.
Oh, very good. Congratulations, man. It takes some time, man.
So
for me, anyway, it seems like it did.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can do the. Yeah, I can do this live. Fantastic. So let's hear, James. More like this kind of Yeah, there we go. More like this kind of distance from a plane.
Yeah, Mike. You know, it's interesting. Well, I don't know. When was your last? Let me look at your video, Mike.
There's mine.
There you go.
So
yeah, Mike,
I'm actually over 2,000 now because I checked it. So this is a little late, but thank you if you ever just subscribe to me.
That's showing as of October 29th. They delayed a few days to make sure that everything, the analytics are correct and accurate.
Yeah. I'm not sure why, Mike. I have not. Just looking at your videos the last few weeks, none of these look familiar. I don't think I'm getting, even though I've got Ringing the Bell set, I don't recognize, I do recognize the Tetons video. I don't recognize these recent videos. And, you know, the same thing happens with Jason and some others is like, I'm not getting the notifications.
So I can answer that, and then let's hear, we're only an hour and 23 in. So YouTube has recently changed how they're doing things with notifications. If you're not going to those channels at least twice a week, they're going to get bumped to the bottom of your list of suggested videos.
So stupid.
Yeah, it really is, and it's just
they make it more and more difficult. They're a multi-billion-dollar per quarter company, and they nickel and dime the creators. It's crazy.
Oh, absolutely. And David, let's hear. Pause that because that auto plays.
Shorts alone will tell you that. It used to be you do a short and you got 2,700 views, but then you do a short and you get 3.
So, David, that's my link right there that just got dropped. And Chris, me, I have no shame at all. I'll show you all the down and dirty stuff, no problem. Even how somehow, so who here was around for last night's after chat? Paul, I know you weren't. Michael, did you see the after chat last night?
No, I did not.
I was for some of it.
Okay, so after Paul, I know you weren't around for this because, you would have said something. Yay, solderoids! Yes. We went through and I asked Josh to bring up my thumbnails and critique them because I was just not, for some reason, my latest video, which was the, come on, I'll pause that. My latest video is doing wonderfully well compared to everything else, and I don't get why.
Mhm.
So
Flex.
if I share what, Paul?
I got D in there saying Flex is your friend. And then
Yeah,
James
yeah,
is he's
yeah,
not even sure how
yeah.
you did it.
So there, not too far. There we go. So the second video down here is my most viewed video now, and it's my most recent video. But for some reason, the thumbnail, well, it ain't all that great. It's now the second thumbnail here. So I'm trying out different things and seeing what works, what doesn't. Oh, might help share this tab instead. There we go. So the second thumbnail here, that's the first part of HRO or bust.
I'll tell you, I do love that USB soldering thing I got. USB, it heats so fast. It does really good.
Is it the pine sill?
It's out in the garage now. I can't remember. I don't remember if it's the same one TO did or not. I can't remember
Okay.
if it's the same brand because I remember seeing TO with one. And
Hey,
then
Well, that would be the
Simon-
pine sill.
Simon on Ham Jazz did a butane one. So if you don't, can't connect. Yes, PTT. It should be a button, probably the Alt key or something.
Well, that's
Okay.
if he said it.
Guys, I need to share something right quick.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's hear it. Add to stage. There we go.
oh, okay. You're clicking with me.
Yeah.
Let's see. Refresh that.
Yeah, Simon showed a really nice butane one in a video about a month ago on Ham Jazz. Another good channel if you don't know it. Ham Jazz.
Yeah, I like Ham Jazz's channel. That's a good one.
He's got a great
There are a lot of
Discord,
good
very
channels
active.
out there.
And for those wondering, our conversation on preparedness plan is over. So we're just ragchewing now, guys.
Yeah, 585 subscribers. So thank you, whoever just subscribed. I was trying to make that short, but it didn't work out that way. So I just got a subscriber, and I celebrate each one of my new subscribers. I really do. I really appreciate that.
And
He does.
same here, absolutely. And
He records it, and he's in his birthday suit.
I thought that was for only hams.
Oh yeah, then he posts it on Homely Hams.
Yeah. So Dan, toy trains for Christmas. I'm not at the area of the shack that I can do it, but yeah, I have little. Hide the comment. I have HO scale trains. Absolutely love them.
I still got my
where'd it
train
go?
sets from when I was a kid. One's still in the box.
So
So-
just to let you know, I kind of earmark a little bit of this. Let me switch over to this other camera. Let me do this. I earmark every time I get a new subscriber. So
There
that's
you
a
go.
screenshot. So I appreciate that. I really do. So thank you.
Were you? Let's see. James, are you talking about the USB soldering gun?
Let's hear. For spending his money.
It was 69. I just pulled it up. I had to look at it. It was 69 bucks.
Oh, that's not too bad. There you go, Matt. There's your new purchase, a $69 soldering gun.
Oh, Traveling Ham, thank you for subscribing. I just got a notification.
Oh, the butane one. Shoot. Go. I don't remember. You're gonna have to check Ham Jazz, look at his videos, and then do a search for butane or solder gun or something, and you'll find it. I forget which one it was. But
Was it the don't tell the neighbor? Yeah, got it.
yeah, he's at a fence,
Yeah, hold on. Okay,
Yeah.
so who was that? That was James. Okay, James, I'm dropping the link right now as Paul. So that link right there is the one you need.
Yeah, check out his video. It's good. Nice.
Nice.
Thank
There you
y'all
go.
so much.
We're gonna have you over
And
600
Traveling Ham, I
eventually.
know I got a notification from you, so that's awesome. Thank you guys. It's Christmas.
Yeah. So here's something I'm just going to throw out there again. I mentioned it before. I've been talking to a couple other people that have channels, and I would like to get set to where, similar to Gaston, and I know there's other groups that may be doing something similar to Gaston's targeted contacts or no random contacts. He's giving me the idea that I want to, well, I've been wanting to for a while, have a group of people that would like to get on, say maybe just once a month, pick a date or a couple dates, get on a frequency or a time, and make those targeted contacts with each other and transfer information when you can't reach everyone. So, like if I can't reach Michael, but I can reach Frank, Frank can reach Michael, relaying information, just practicing and getting used to using the frequency, figuring out what frequency works at what time of the day, in whatever conditions to make the contacts with everybody in the group, even if it is a relay. I'd like to put something like that together. So if you're interested, maybe I'll start a new Discord channel just for that.
I was just thinking about that. Targeted contacts.
Targeted contacts or targeted comms, something like that. I'm going to be talking to Bob, K6UDA, about it. I might send Gaston. He's so busy with other things. I'm not sure if he'll be able to, but I'm going to send him a message and see. But we've got quite a few other guys. We've got Wes, who is Mr. Mudd Radio. We got Simon, Ham Jazz, Frank here. We got to get Michael some HF equipment at some point.
I have it. It's sitting in the box right over there.
Yeah, we got to get him to actually set it
I
up.
need an HF setup
Paul?
that I can use often.
Yeah.
It's done. It's the third channel on the text channel list now.
So get in there. Just get in that Discord and say you're interested. And don't make it a big conversation in there right now. I don't want to lose names, but I want to start putting together some names, and then we maybe have some kind of a Discord meet, video, VoIP meet, and or Zoom or whatever, and discuss how we're going to go forward. Let's do this, and then we can even live stream. Some of us can live stream doing it and just show people how to do
Absolutely.
it.
Now, folks, yes, I'm here tonight. Yes, I was on the HRCC last night. I'm not full-time back to YouTube yet, unfortunately. I still have, that nasty four-letter word called work that I'm just lucky that everything coincided just right that I got my 48 hours off between last night and tonight. So don't expect me here next week, unfortunately.
We'll welcome you anytime you can come, Frank.
Oh, I have the back door key to get it. I have the key to the back door, so we're all good.
To David's question, yes, and that's something I introduced to my North Texas, Oklahoma group, and have been trying to teach them how to use it. I did one. I had, who was it? Dawn, I think, gave me a lot of good information on it, how to use. There was a couple of guys in there that knew more about JS8 than I did and gave me some hints and tricks on how to use it while I was live streaming a couple of weeks ago. That's something I'm trying to use more.
That was an interesting stream.
Yeah, that JS8 call is, I think, in my opinion, that and WinLink are probably two of the most useful MCOMs and tools you can have in your radio arsenal.
Oh, absolutely.
So we'll do another one, and we'll try to connect. We'll QSO. We'll get everybody on in QSO and JS8 one of these times.
That would be fun.
And then there's a channel in Discord for topics. If you want something, let's discuss. If you want to come on, like Frank and Michael and myself on here, and it's just a link I send you, and you choose your mic and your camera, and you come on. You want to talk about something that you have information on or want to share, hit that up in the live stream topics channel in Discord.
And I will say this: if you do come on either wear pants or stay seated the whole time.
And no cat face filters.
Yeah, well, I mean, your channel, your rules, but I think a cat face filter would be funny.
Yeah, I'm not seeing my. Oh, there it is. There's one other. Why can't I? Free DV. I don't see the icon. I don't know why it's not here.
James, we can do a live stream about that one day.
Let me show you my.
That's a great photographer right there.
Yeah. Let me get rid of that. You see this? You see this group of icons up here?
Yeah.
These are my radio MCOM stuff right here. So I've got WinLink, JS8 call, VARA AC, my VARA, FT8, FT4, all that Whisper. I can do all that stuff here with WSJTX. And I don't know why the icon is not here, but Free DV. If you guys don't know it, look into Free DV. I won't go into it too much, but it's basically digital voice over HF using narrow bandwidth.
Okay, so Paul, apparently Greg's having issues with Discord, so I'm going to bring up my Discord here real quick and do this.
Okay.
So,
I see him on
Greg,
video.
Yeah, okay. So, Greg, if you want to set a PTT key, you come down here to the gear icon, which brings up your user settings. You come down here to voice and video, and over here you choose voice activity, which is free roam, and that gets a little wild at times, so a lot of servers want you to have push to talk. For me, it's Control and Alt. So, you hit edit keybind, you hit, so there I just hit Control. So let's put it back to the way I have it. And then you go back into the server, and if I drop into Ragchew, now, you see my icon's not going to turn green, but as soon as I hit those two magic keys, my icon turned green, and yeah, I know I did that on purpose, Michael. And my icon turned green, and you could hear me through Discord. So make sure those settings are set, and you'll be good to go for Discord. Oh, let's see here. There's me. There we go.
Yeah, I just heard Frank in there, so I know my side.
So hopefully that helps. Yeah, I heard myself come back over your side of the stream, so yeah, it's definitely working.
Just showing my setup here.
Let me.
Here we go.
Well, we didn't have your other camera up, but yeah.
Here,
You hit the gear icon at the bottom by your name, Greg. Now let's share your screen, Paul.
This is what I had when COVID started, just before COVID started. I got it for $1,000. I had a blown head. For those of you who know Jeeps, that 9701 straight six had a horrible head build, and those things cracked on practically every one. So this is something I put up. So I went through the whole, took pictures of before and after, went in, cleaned it all up, lime green some things. This is after taking the engine apart, putting it all together. I recorded starting it up. It started up immediately. Let me hide this thing. So you'll see me. I don't think the volume's on, but
it is.
Yeah, we heard it. I try to remember if I saw it black.
But look, I had to throw something comical in there. So, oil pan. I did all that. I put a lift in. Let's see. This is my brake calipers. This is my headliner. It's an artist's rendition of the Millennium Falcon, called Night Falcon or something like that. That's my headliner. So you get in, and that's above you. That's how it looks inside.
Nice.
Because I'm a Star Wars nerd. Here's from the front with my Han Solo dice my boys gave me for Christmas. Go ahead.
You and Jeff would get along great.
Yeah.
K3JRZ.
I brought it into the garage. I had the garage. I draped a bunch of plastic and put stuff on the ground. You don't have to sand down to the metal. You just sand the finish off, which isn't hard on an old car. And taped it all up. I primered it with Rhino Liner's epoxy primer. You've got to then paint it within 7 days. And just went over a few times, and that was it. Without the lift. And it turned out really good. There's before and after. I was just really impressed with that Rhino Liner. And then I did the lift. There's the lift and the tires. And there's the finished product.
Chris, nothing at all. Being a Star Wars nerd is awesome.
Yeah. That's a nice lift there.
I'm proud. So, that's a rough country, I think.
Chris, just because you said that, there you go.
And then since then, I did the radio box in the back. I've put some Moly metal panels in the back windows, and turned out great. I'm happy with it.
Apparently, you forgot the M1151 turret.
Yeah, it pops up. I just have to push a button.
Oh, okay.
I'm studying to be a Jedi Knight.
That's a good one, Matt. Yes.
All right, so I'm still not hearing Greg. I'm assuming it's not working. I'll have to work with you another time, Greg. We can plan a time. We'll get on and figure it out. I'll share my screen and show you, and we'll get it figured out. But
apparently, Chris has something for you, Paul.
All right. Is it a 2022 Jeep Gladiator?
No, I think it's a car named Sapphire.
Oh no. Oh no. No.
Oh no, Matt says he has another bird for you. That's what it is.
No, that ain't happening. No, I've got a lot of Star Wars. Here's my coaster. Oh, look at that. His green helmet fades out. My Boba Fett coasters for my drinks, and this is my drink.
There you go.
Sorry, Tank Radio. I don't have his tumbler or his drink, his mug. But anyway, I almost wore my Millennium Falcon shirt tonight. That's funny.
That's where I want to wear.
Cane gun. Cane pew pew. This
I
is
got
the
Harry
way.
Potter stuff. Is that not cool?
Yeah.
Is Harry Potter
All
not
right, guys.
cool to Star Wars or?
No, Harry Potter's cool. Just you have to have the right audience. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this
I
is
got Star Wars stuff too. In fact, I got the double album from the movie on vinyl, and it's on the record player right now. So
Let me look. Hold on.
And except for me, I don't think that a lot of people in here are Harry Potter. Very cool, Chris. Very cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull this down. Greg, can you hear me, Greg? Japan Ham. I think he's typing yes right now.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. I'm going to pull this down, but you're going to show on the screen. So I don't know if you want to show on the live screen or not. So if you don't want to show on the live screen, hang up your video on Discord.
Didn't he already do that when
Because I can't move it off of the Discord. I can't move it out of the Discord screen. I want to share that photo.
Oh, the photo that Chris posted?
Yeah.
I shared it already.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. Here, I'll do it again.
I was going to pull down the Discord screen. All right.
Like
cool,
this.
thanks. Oh, if I did that, yeah, then it hides him. That's true.
Yeah.
And Greg is showing something. I can't. Is it one of those DJI? I think that's the thing that Michael wants. The DJI camera on the stick.
The Osmo 3, yes.
Yeah, I think that's what he's
Greg
showing.
has one. Yeah, he showed that to me.
All right, Greg. Well, let's get on here in the next couple of days and try to get you set up. I'm taking the week off, preparing for all the riots.
Yeah, at least you get to take the time off.
Well, although I could take this week off, but that means I'm going to have to work a week straight down later in the month, so I do pay for it.
Yeah, see, we don't get that option, rain or shine.
But yeah, it is a nice option to have. Take a week off. All right, guys. Anything else? Let's see. Yeah, we're getting into other conversations. There's so many things we can talk about.
Chris has another one here.
David, no, tank radios. No, I don't think he's going to get an XJ. I think he was thinking of a Grand Cherokee, which is a good choice because a newer, like not a 2000 Cherokee XJ like mine. If he got something newer so that he could rely on it when he travels, I wouldn't trust my XJ to drive cross country or something. So.
Oh, I have a channel for you. We can talk about it after. It's not live appropriate, so afterwards we can talk about it.
Yeah, you can talk anything you want on the Discord, guys. We'll keep everything else, ham radio, preparedness, fun stuff on the live stream and our community, but let's do everything else on our Discord. And I honestly don't care what you talk about on Discord. I'm not, Anyway, I'll be honest, I'd love to get an old Jeep truck, but people want 10,000 in their rust buckets.
That's a good one to have, absolutely.
Yeah.
But some people, yeah, there we go, can't afford that in the states they currently live in.
Well, in about 11 years, you won't be able to buy it.
Even sooner than that.
The 2035, no more gasoline sales.
They want to make it 2030 at this point now.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
And, didn't they vote on a new 62 cent per gallon tax increase?
And now you just sucked me into politics, so we got to stop that conversation. That goes to Discord.
Yeah. And Greg, so you need to set the keybind. Paul or I can help you offline with that. Absolutely.
Yeah, let's.
Very cool, David.
I do want to go, David. I'm going to go to the More Expo where Jason and Tank and everybody's going this year. I'm planning it this year because it's. Last year it happened when we do our Texas State Parks on the Air, and our club hosts that, so I didn't want to go, be gone. It's a different weekend, so I will be there this year at More Expo, and then I don't know if I'm going to go to Dayton or Hamcation. Probably Hamcation. I'm not sure yet.
Go to all three.
Yeah, I mean, I could. It's just always about where to stay and all that kind of stuff. But
you have a Jeep, sleep in the back of it. Simple.
Yeah, I would take an old Jeep Wagoneer or the Jeep truck.
Okay, wait a second. I did not see that video.
I don't need the Ferrari engine, though.
The Ferrari engine on a Jeep Wagoneer.
Chris, if you have the link for it, drop it in the general chat in Discord.
Oh, wow. That'll be cool. Yeah, I've got to decide what kind of living arrangements. I might just put in a truck bed tent.
That's the way to do it. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
I look at it this way, and this wraps it back into what we talked about tonight and makes it a perfect ending for you. Keep it simple. Don't rely on anything or anyone else for your survival. Camp in the back of the truck. Camp in the back of the car. Camp in the back of whatever. Rely on your own vehicle for sleeping in.
Yep.
That's what, when I'm on the road and away from home motels aren't available, I go into the yard and I find an engine or something that's tied down, that they have shut down for a while, and I go sleep on that, no problem. If I'm out camping, like when I go to Quartz Fest, yeah, I sleep in my car, no problem.
Just do it!
Exactly.
I got it working, Frank, if you didn't notice.
Yeah, I noticed. just
All right,
means
guys.
I have to reset all my stuff now. So,
Guys, it's been a great Ragchew tonight. Good topic. Next week, I'll try to see if we do another preparedness, first two, or maybe offset them every other week. But again, if you got some topics, ideas, something you want to come on and talk about, pop it in the Discord. There's a topic chat. Put it in there. Every Sunday, 8:30. If I happen to be gone or for some reason, it might move to a Monday. I've only had to do it once, I think. But another great line by D. He always gives us good ones. Take your sleazy, gents.
and Mike, depends. We'll see how the end of December works for me.
All right.
I was talking to Traveling Ham Mike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he might come out.
Oh, Corpse Fest. Corpse Fest would be fun. I'd like to go to that.
I was there last year.
I'm just cruising through Traveling Ham's videos right now.
I got to catch up on his. Like I said, the last one I saw on his that I recognized, the thumbnail was 2 months ago. So, thanks, guys. Been great. And for those watching this video afterwards, thanks for your patronage and taking the time to watch these videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And check out the other videos in the live chat. You can pop that up even if you're watching the video afterwards of these other great channels of the guys that have joined the chat and some of the links of some of the information that we've put out there. So 73, everyone. Be prepared. Be safe. Gentlemen, say your goodbyes.
73, everyone.
Take care, y'all. Good to see you.
73.
I love the train there.